So much for the esports match last night, as Elite City Shock shuts out Blood Red Gaming 4-3 on a special Christmas match. This as we get called in to prepare for the event to occur at noon today. Mark Zaniels. Yes, Corey Zanders, this being the new hexoct year of year 1313, or 715 as we say with normal numbers and not the Splix number system as we write it as with other numbers. "75 minutes to go." Yes, Mark, don't get too excited. Yes, Corey, now we have some free time, we go think of what we do toward the final days of MU EY 1021 and December 2021, toward 2022, and EY 1022. Oh. The Alito NYE on New Year's Eve, Mark. Yes, Corey, the New Year celebrations here in Elite City, we do know it to be on New Year's Eve, as I can check on the details, anyhow I do check now, to be a New Year's race at Zen Speedway. Yes, Mark, this is Theral gonna be a race to be held at Zen Speedway on New Year's Eve, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m., as that to be televised on Alito Rev, as I already have it on my DVR since Christmas Eve. Correct, Corey, from 1400 hours to 1900 hours, from the kickoff of the new Kanbor year Kb.P 17 to the new Elite year EY 1022, who's your pick to win? Mark Zaniels, to be Zen Racing and Cooper, and you? Same as yours, Corey Zanders, but one of the racers from the Zaniels family, to be one of my 3 cousins.
Yes, this is Cooper, has finished practicing in the past hour for now, as I to head to DG Square Alitoza to talk to Mickey Daniels from Elite City Shock to give him a late Christmas gift since I don't want to bother him during the esports match last night. Also practice was postponed to early this morning due to snow that changed over to rain in the evening, but it was light precipitation, however it to be a balmy day today. Now, while at it, I go check the esports match schedule, as I do note the team in particular, Elite City Shock, and compare to the race schedule for Zen Racing.
Cooper, I checked the schedule, our teams do not compete on same hour and day for the remainder of the year.
Are you sure, Mickey Daniels?
Yes. Anyhow, thanks for the late Christmas gift, as it to be used for my car, as it's something that you have to maintain your racing cars, and your street car too.
Yes, Mickey.
Or 25 desi nudes. The 15-minute countdown has since begun over at NYE Central of DG Square Elatosat in Elite City Metro. This is the countdown to the new hex octal year of year 1313 in octal or 715 in base 10. This is its New Year's Eve on the hex octalender, as we welcome back to Elito News 24 today. I am Corey Elita Star bringing to you live over at Studio EN24, Elito News 24 News Center, over at Petras EDZ Jinx and Kanbor-Net Media HQ in Elite City, as it's quarter to noon here in Elite City where it's quarter to midnight in Hex City, as I am filling in for Mike Harrows who is on assignment, as we join him for special segment at 12 p.m. hour, as we want to welcome to our viewers over at Kip Hex 24 for our Kipni Eonian, Hextapolian, Texadion, and Vexistanian audience. Now, the new Hex Oct year isn't only the one that is on the agenda for this week, as the one to be bigger than this, to be Elito NYE Fest, this of course to take place on New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2021 as the events to be held in Elite City as for the show rundown as those. Take note the conventional clock times are those 24-hour clock now shown on the screen as I verbally say the time in 12-hour clock system on the first column, that is Elite City time, the one at 1 o'clock p.m. on December 31st, 2021, to be new Kb.P year of A.KLN 396, the one at 2 o'clock p.m. in which to be new Kanbor year Kb.P 17, the third straight at 6 in the evening to be new Muni year MY 848, the fourth to occur an hour later at 7 bells, 00.0 EMT, 0000 TRX to be the new Elite year EY 1022, and the one straight at midnight January 1st, 2022. To be the new year 2022 on the civil calendar, this as there's a sixth event but not taking place at downtown but over at Elite City's Japantown district, to occur at 10 o'clock a.m. Elite City, midnight Sistika time, 62.5 EMT. 1500 TRX in which fellows to ring in the new Japanese New Year of Reiwa 4, in which Reiwa era began in 2019, EY 1019 when April turns to May and Delta rolls over to Epsilon. This is there to be celebrations in Nippon land during that time, as that to be Koki, or Imperial Year 2682. And Year of the Tiger, as the traditional New Year on the lunisolar calendar to occur February 1st, 2022, in conjunction with the broader Lunar New Year, with the new Hex Year of 1001 XE 4 days later on February 5th, 2022. This is we at Kb.P Hex 24 will have special coverage of that on 4th February 2022 at 2300 hours Kb.P Ionian and Hex City, but the main one to be on New Year's Eve as coverage begins at 1900 hours Kb.P Ionian and Hex City on 31st December 2021, as we will be broadcasting live on the Kb.P Hex 24 rooftop in the initial hours of the show, as we will have live music and concerts, plus coverage from our affiliates, as we will also be ringing in Reiwa 4 at 2200 hours on New Year's Eve. Anyhow, I am Sean Kipstar over at Kb.P Hex 24 News Center Studio KH8 over at Kb.P Hex 24 headquarters in Mudcup City, Kb.P Ionian, as that was affiliate coverage from Ilito News 24 from Elite City, Federal District. Illitopia, as we have several minutes remaining to the new Hex Octal year of year 1313 or 715, this as there will be fireworks to sound in Hex City, Hex Topalia. Also in Tex City and Wexy City in Texada and Vexiston, but we Kb.P Ionians won't be celebrating it, however we to devote coverage as we are the only network based in Kb.P Ionian, also in Sikapo, and Kanbor Zone to cover the event, make that 2, perhaps 3. As we learned, RDK 3000 TriStar Kb.P Ionian next door and RDK 3000 TriStar Kanbor-D also to be celebrating the event, as its TV networks are also covering the event. This is the fireworks will sound in the next several minutes in Hex City, Tex City, and Wexy City. Hold on, as something just now shown on my laptop, apparently here in Elite City too. This is DELCA has toggled the NYE system for such occurrence. This is per special request by Elito Diamond. This is they will also be sponsoring the Elito NYE event. This is it's very important as their ally Hex Diamond is also to be celebrating an event in Hex City, Hex Topalia, to repeat the development coming in. There will be fireworks to occur here in Elite City also, and the ball drop that will occur beforehand also, as that will end at 12:15 p.m. Elite City.
This is an Elito News 24 esports alert.
And now, we have an esports alert on our hands. This is there will gonna be an esports match, as the esports teams, Elite City Shock and Blood Red Gaming, they to compete in best of 9 in a video game of Jinsoku Bomba. The times for the esports match start, 2 o'clock p.m. Elite City, on December 31st, 2021. So on New Year's Eve at the start of the new Kanbor year, and another esports match, on same day and same time, same video game, best of 9, Elito Phase vs Optic Elito, as that to be held at DG Square Elito Sat. Wait a minute. Let me clarify, Elite City Shock and Blood Red Gaming vs Elito Phase and Optic Elito, in a 6v6 match, 3 players from 2 esports teams in each team, in a Z-Fuel New Year's esports game Blitz, as that to be a sponsored esports match. As otherwise there were to be no competition matches in the ELG Game Jam League, so mark that on the calendars, as we will have coverage of that on New Year's Eve, as with the New Year's race on the same time also over at Zen Speedway, also the Elito NYE events. Sean Kipstar once again. This is we must note that the esports match in subject is also to be on Kip Hex 24 at 0200 hours Kibni Ionian and Hex City on 1st of January, 2022 in SAP also in multi-view with encore presentation at 1300 hours Kibni Ionian and Hex City on New Year's Day. In behalf of Ilito News 24 and all at Petrzi DZ Jinx and Kanbor-LapiBalKip, I Corey Ilitastar wishes the Ilito News 24 viewers and listeners on Ilito News Radio a splendid new hexoctal year, also toward the viewers at Kip Hex 24. Anyhow, for those on Kip Hex 24, we have to say goodbye to the viewers as well. As Kip Hex 24 News Midnight to begin at 12:02 AM Hex City and Kibni Ionian. As for the rest, I to be back at 12:05 PM Elite City for final hour of Ilito News 24 today. You are watching Ilito News 24 today on your home for 24-hour around-the-clock news. Ilito News 24. 90 seconds. 1 Dino Choi or 1 Kia Zekont. 75 seconds. 75 Pino choice. 60 seconds and 5 Kanbor in 10 minutes. 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 57, 49, Kanbor in 9 minutes. 36, 45 seconds, 34, Pino choice, 32, 31, 37, 39, 38, 37, Kanbor in 9 minutes or 1 DCU, 33, 32, 31, 36, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, Kanbor in 9 minutes, 25 Pino choice, 7, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15 seconds, 14, 13, Looks like someone was having fun with the hockey goal horns at NYE Central, however it was so loud, we had to toggle the mute as it scared those in the Kb.P 24 newsroom as they requested the mute. Anyhow, we welcome you to Kb.P 24 News Midnight English Edition. I am Sean Kipstar over at Kb.P 24 News Center Studio KH8 at Kb.P 24 News Center at Kb.P 24 HQ in Mudcup City, Kb.P. Here's the headlines at 0002. Mark Zaniels, now since the fireworks has ended here in Elite City Metro, as fireworks did not sound in other areas in Elitopia including Reeker and Sharkville as it did not went off across Xenopolia, including Xenopolis City, as with Silver City, Korhatopia, even Webb Chesterfield. Yes, Corey Xanders even Kanbor-D City with only exception of RDK gone as the rest of Kanbor world even Kb.P as subject is banned in Mudcup City itself concerning the subject unless if they do it with explicit approval and if done by a firm or organization, as they can allow to do it in certain times of day by anyone on New Year's Eve. This has the fireworks duration to last 12 times longer than those in Elite City Metro in Hex City, Tex City, and Wexy City and across Hextopolia, Vexiston and Texada for the new Hexoct year. Mark, that equals to 3 hours 0 minutes, 12.5 choice, 300 deci-nudes, that equals to 1/8 day, 8 hoi, 15 marks, or Osadek or 64 minutes, or Hexoct minutes, an acha, or Hexoct hour, as that to end at 3 o'clock, AM Hex City, 3 bells in DELC this afternoon, 1500 hours on the 12-hour clock and 1 at night Canberra time, 00500 KKT. 6:30 Seoul, 041 KMT, 83.3 EMT, 2000 TRX, SHOI 53 and 1/3 MLT, Mark 100 EZT, this in which we to start to volunteer in cleanup of NYE Central. Yes, this as the confetti is being cleaned up now over at NYE Central as there's a bunch of confetti to be cleaned up as that to be donated to Elito Diamond as that to be donated to DELCA for Elito NYE on New Year's Eve. Game on. The esports match gets in progress on the 24-hour signal toward the new Elite year. Yes, Mark. This is 24 hours from now we to be celebrating the new Elite year at the NYE Central over at NYE Central as the fellows over there must be hard at work doing the final preparations for the big day tomorrow as part of Elito NYE is not only the new year EY 1022 to occur this time tomorrow. To be the new Canberra year Kb.P 17 tomorrow afternoon at 2 bells at DELC, new Muni year MY 849 1 hour prior to the new Elite year at 6 bells, and new Kiplianian year A.KLN 397 at Choi 75, Deci Nude 1K8C, straight at 1 in the afternoon. And the new year 2022 straight at 12 bells at night in DELC on January 1st, 2022. Also Rewa 4 at Japantown District at 10 bells tomorrow morning, whereas the traditional New Year won't be until 1 month later at 1st of February. Where its first day of first month on the Oriental Lunisolar calendar is on the Lunar New Year, 1 lunation after the ELSC New Year, to be Year of the Tiger. Yes, Corey, this is I got a tiger plushie just earlier today at Delta 6. Game on. Into the first lap of the first virtual track of the auto racing video game, Speed Blitz 2020, with the highly tuned virtual replica of my car. This is my cousin Deko-Alph and I plus my friends play on this video game with 2 hours remaining to Rewa 4 as it's 10 PM in Sistika, 8 AM in Cryptor City. On this New Year's Eve, Friday, December 31st, 2021, the final day of the year, and the new year occurs on the weekend. This is Chimo is off for errands.
Anyhow, have to get something at a store for Rewa for in next 2 hours. Also when we go on the trip shortly after, also make arrangements for someone to dogs at Lucky.
AM. I must get up now and to hush the alarm on my alarm clock. Now this is I must head to the shower in a few, as I to wake up as it to be a splendid New Year's Eve, as the weather to be nice and pleasant, and a clear but cool night tonight for the fireworks, with no rain or snow chances on the weekend. Now I turn on the radio.
Game on. You are right, Kevin. This is Elite City Shock and Blood Red Gaming takes on Optic Ilito and Ilito Phase at 2 o'clock PM Cryptor City today over at DG Square Ilitosat in Elite City, Ilitopia in the Z Fuel sponsored New Year Esports Gamer Blitz. They to compete in Jinsoku Bomba. With viewing party here at Cryptor City's DG Blocks Roblazit with the action at NYE Central above.
I already know the esports match broadcast at 2 regarding viewing party at DigiBlocks Roblazat, as I to get the latest news.
In the news on December 31, 2021, the Rewa 4 concert in Sistika Metro, Nippon Bloxland is currently suspended due to thunderstorms as sudden heavy rain and gusty winds plus thunder and lightning has interrupted performances as the band was ordered off the stage and to seek shelter. As the revelers also took refuge in a building or vehicle, some ends up on board a metro bus, some went to the subway terminal for refuge, and a few went down a manhole, and some went onto the Hyperloop station. With a few seeking refuge in a Hyperloop pod in which departed Sistika in past few minutes heading east, as we got learned the pod to make first stop to Kesar Republic in next 3 hours then stop to Elite City, Elitopia in next 5 hours then stop here at Cryptor City in next 6.5 hours.
This is I must query the weather in Sistika. Hey Block C.
How may I help, Dewey?
What is the weather for Sistika?
Right now the weather in Sistika is heavy rain with thunderstorm, windy with temperature of 14 degrees Celsius, in the next 15 minutes. Skies will clear out and it will be a splendid night with an overnight low of 8 degrees Celsius. Weather in nearby Yokohama City is clear with temperature of 10 degrees Celsius and remaining clear with low of 7 degrees Celsius, to be splendid night for Rewa 4.
Drat, rain in Sistika, Hope Initial, Farhead and the fellows are prepared for the weather in Sistika, as they must have carried their rain gear including raincoats. Anyhow, good grief, the rain to stop over there in quarter hour. As I note the calendar, it's New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2021, on a Friday as 2022 starts on a Saturday, so it to be a New Year's long weekend. As I do note the alternate dates, Finno the 31st Spriggan Kb.P 16, 10 Torax Muni Year 848, 31 Zeekton AKLN 396, Duo Chawasichi Quadio or 1612004 on Splix date, Lambda 26, Hex Year 1000, 1,192 Myatrocants ATRCX 2738193 ATRRT, Viatrocant 100,019 Twosday, Garn on 11th, 2738 ATRE, Mu 30th, EY 1021. As it's New Year's Eve on the Muni, Alito, Kiplionian, and Kanbor calendar but not the Splix, Alftronican and Hex counterparts. As I flip over, bam! The new year, 2022. Also new Kanbor year Kb.P 17 into Stereon month, as it's toward Norvith and Muni year 849, plus Ghana month and AKLN 397, also Alpha and EY 1022. This is I must telephone Zen Z Crypto later on for events related to the new Elite year EY 1022 at RDK 3000 TriStar Roblox HQ as the establishment and the other bureaus and main HQ in Elite City, Elitopia to have a blast on the new Elite year at 7 bells. This in the next 10 hours and 45 minutes as it's 8:15 AM as I check the time on my clock that I have the Home Assistant, day-to-day calendar and this clock from Zen Z Crypto for Christmas, plus my 2022 planner and new digital watch. This is I to check time in Sistika, as the clock also have a timer feature, good for a cooking timer. 10:15 PM, this as I do note Reiwa 4 is just 1 hour and 45 minutes away.
Correct, Dewey, in the next 105 minutes, where it's 13:15 UTC right now concerning time in Universal Time, and 18:15 KBT on Finita, 31st Spriggan Kb.P 16, make that 18:16 KBT right now and 10:16 AM local time on Friday, December 31st, 2021, week number 53 day 5, day of year 365. 63.6 EMT, 1526 TRX.
This is I to check the other subjects, Elite Year 1021 Elite Day 364 Rex Mike 4ZAP Ford 7er, Mu 30 on the ESC, Kappa 36 on the EDC, 8035 EMDM, 373227 EMDE, Z 11455, this is I do have the new Elite Year EY 1022 and new Kanbor Year Kb.P 17 countdown and celebrations armed for recording on my DVR. Anyhow I got ahead to Savage's house as I knew I and he to have a busy day today. This as I head to my interceptor, this is Nico. You came back. Where have you been? You didn't message me in past 48 to 72 hours, and you opened the garage door.
Yes, as I was just back from Kanbor-D City, also made a stop in Elite City, Elitopia to talk to my twin, the other Nico, when also talking to Dewey Todd Ball, in which he's your cousin, as I also talked to esports gamers from Elite City Shock, Blood Red Gaming, Optic Elito and Elito Phase. They are hyped on the esports match today at 2, also I went to Zen Speedway, the drivers including Zen Racing are thrilled on the race, also a 2 PM start as you must also put the esports match and the race on your DVR as with New Year celebrations. I even talked to Kanbor Deko-Alph and Rex X Cryptor, they are excited on the new Kanbor year.
Noted esports match and race at 2 PM sharp. This in less than 5 3/4 hours, as I start up my car now as I to toggle the ignition.
Where are we heading?
Savage's house.
Okay.
His lights apparently dimmed out, unsure if he is still sleeping, his alarm clock may be busted.
I go wake him up as I to ring the doorbell.
Oh my god, it must be Dewey ringing the doorbell. Anyhow, for some reason my alarm clock was mistakenly unplugged as the alarm was set to 8. It is Dewey. His Falcon Interceptor is at the driveway. Nico?
Good morning, Savage. Happy New Year's Eve.
Hey Dewey. Happy New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year's Eve, Savage, as we must note today is New Year's Eve, anyhow we are going to have breakfast over at Crypto Diner very soon. This as we to discuss our plans for New Year's Eve.
That sounds like a good idea. Anyhow, any happenings on this day today?
I to explain, Savage, this is it's 8:20 a.m. right now, this is the big one is to occur at midnight tonight, in the next 15 hours and 40 minutes, as the new elite year EY 1022 to occur at 7 this evening, midnight universal time, in next 10 hours 40 minutes. And the one coming up at 10 this morning in 1 hour 40 minutes, to be the Japanese New Year, Reiwa 4, as the folks in Cryptor City's Japantown district sure are amped up for it.
This as I know Fav, initial, and Subert has since went to Nippon Bloxland just to celebrate in the next 1 2/3 hours.
Yes, however the weather's poor in Sistika, but the area where Farhead and Ichigo Blockskip reside, is great, but it to clear up in Sistika in next 10 minutes.
This as a thunderstorm advisory and rainfall advisory is in effect for Sistika. It's raining hard but not too heavy to reach warning criteria, quite windy, and presence of thunder and lightning. Anyhow, we must note in the next 5 hours and 40 minutes. The fellows in Kanbor-D City to usher in new Kanbor year Kb.P 17, as I was on a recent trip from Kanbor-D City, also Elite City, Federal District, Illatopia, as I got back at 7 this morning, as I talked to the locals on the dawn of the new Kanbor year, there to be a race over at Zen Speedway. As it's the New Year's race, also the other subject, to be a special sponsored esports match, Z-Fuel New Year Esports Game Blitz 2021 to 2022, to occur at 2 p.m. today, Elite City Shock and Blood Red Gaming vs Optic Elito and Elito Phase to be held at DG Square Elito Sat. This as they compete in Jinsoka Bomba, in best of 9 with viewing party over at DG Locks Rob Blazit, this at the esports arena section while the race to be at a sports bar. Maybe you go head to the sports bar to spectate the race as they have delicious meals as I and Dewey went there yesterday. This when spectating hockey game as Cryptor City Red Wings won last night 4-3 in overtime against Meep City Lightning, as they play again today at home at Cryptor Arena. Puck drops at 2 this afternoon as they take on Spark City Maple Leafs. This is in the Illitopian Hextapolian 1. Elite City Shot takes on Hex City Poggers at 7:30 p.m. at Rex Arena in Elite City, Illitopia.
Hockey. I must note that Kb to be officiating this afternoon's hockey match. This over at Cryptor Arena, and which channel is the Shot and Poggers hockey match be on?
The hockey match to be on Block Sports 1, as for the coverage on the radio at Blitz 100.7 as the hockey pre-coverage to begin immediately after radio coverage of esports match ELS and BRG vs OTE and EFZ.
Who will be treating for New Year's Eve breakfast?
I am. Now, Nico, why you take like 50 cents worth of my change?
My smartphone battery is critically low, as I need to charge it, as I need to call Scott Blockskip via this pay phone.
Alright.
Who is calling me? It's not Chimo, but who? As I impose game pause and answer the phone. Sorry bud, I have to pause the game as my phone is ringing as I need to answer. I do note the number, from the pay phone over at Cryptor Diner. Konnichiwa, hello. I am Scott Blockskip. Happy New Year's Eve.
Hello. I am Nico. I am with Dewey and Savage, as I want to wish you Scott a happy New Year's Eve. Reminder on Reiwa 4 celebration straight at 10 in the morning local time.
I gotta head to Scott Blockskip's house since I want to show him my ride. As I seen one of my friends told me, Scott has looked at several Subarus in racing video game he likes. Scratch that. Ladies first, as it's Chimo who will see it first then Scott.
That is a decent car, Toki, as one of his friends who is in a racing video game, he have a virtual replica of this, but in yellow.
That was an intense final lap, however I won the virtual race. Now Chimo texted me, she's back as I wonder what's the blue car parked outside. Oh my god. A 2018 Subaru WRX, STI. I wonder who drives the car, as I look at the interior, it sure is amp. Wow. Sweet. Who drives this car?
It is me, Toki.
Since when? Hold up, I do hear Lucky barking. Egad, yeesh, Chimo, why did you leave Lucky in your car? Did you forgot to take her out of your car? This is I have to. For some reason the key fob is still in the car and doors unlocked. It's a security violation, as you must always lock your vehicle. However, must bring the dog out of the vehicle, then close the car door, lock it and tossing the key fob toward you. Anyhow, as it states, look before you lock, then lock it, or lose it.
Thank you, Scott. This is since I forgot as I was rushing home in a hurry, as I do apologize.
Is Lucky sniffing at me? Anyhow, this as I always do it once I exit my Subaru WR. Hey Lucky, quit licking my hand, you bum.
Alright, your order is being prepared now. As I note, you must be having a beefy breakfast.
Yes, this is I note you must have a busy day today on this New Year's Eve.
Yes, as it's the final day of the year. As I check the clock at this diner, 75 minutes to Reiwa 4 as Japantown District to have a blast this morning in Crypto City.
Yes, this as I do note the breakfast menu, the egg bacon toast, with extra bacon, sausage, and hash brown. This as I want my egg scrambled.
Savage, it like costs close to $6, factoring in VAT to be about $6.30, or about 183 Kanbor coins. As I do note the new Kanbor year straight at 2 p.m. as that gets my interest, as I was on a solo trip to Kanbor-D City as I went back this morning. As I do note the KBUEM outside Crypto Diner, in which I have to convert Kanbor coins back to dollars before entering the diner after use of pay phone to call Scott-Blockskip. Now what with the music on the radio? Some rock genre?
This is Rock 96, RKDRFM 95.9 Crypto City, Crypto City's best rock. I am Rick Blocks are broadcasting live over at New Year Central over at DG Blocks Rob Lozit in the heart of Crypto City. This is it's to be a splendid New Year's Eve. As we at Rock 96 to launch a Blocksy New Year Rocking Eve 2022 in partnership with RKZY Channel 8 Roblo TV affiliation. We have more details of this in a few, as we now play Tropical Thunder by RKVC on Rock 96.
Minutes.
Dewey, why you brought us here?
Nico, we better take a look at Toki's former ride, his 1970 Chevelle, as it's like in bad shape. This as the car is no longer drivable, like it's busted.
Correct, Dewey. This as the car was stolen on April 1st, as it was no April Fool's joke, as hours prior, some idiot put on the April Fool's joke on me, however resulted in driver's side window shattered. This allowed someone else went into the car as the keys was still in the ignition as I forgot to take the keys out and lock it. The Chevelle was involved in a police chase as the car went into the river, however driver was drowned as the car was swept away, however wasn't recovered until Christmas last week.
Christmas? This as I heard the subject on the radio an hour before we head to Bogey's house for Christmas dinner, at 3:20 p.m.
2 minutes.
9 months. You gotta be kidding. No wonder it took months to find the car, as some good Samaritan with an underwater robotic drone discovered the car in subject 50 meters underwater in such dangerous area that is hazardous to divers. This in past few weeks.
Although the interior is not as bad as with the exterior, maybe we can salvage certain parts. However, I don't know how good is the engine or supercharger. Anyhow, I see the other clock tower in the distance, approaching 1.5 minutes to the subject we discussed this morning.
90 seconds.
I do note 10 a.m. is 1500 hours UTC, translating to 625, final metric, Dewey.
Yes.
What with the digital parts below the analog decimal clock?
That's the time in Alftronican timekeeping. It's day 11 of the Winterfest, as tomorrow is the 12th and final day. This is like the 12 days of Christmas. We already celebrated the Alftronic metric millennium this past summer once we went to Rio de Blocks.
Yes, as there were fireworks over there also in Nippon Blocks land, as we have final minute to Reiwa 4, as there will be fireworks for Reiwa 4 over there also here in Crypto City, the most in Japantown District, and the celebratory siren and horn from the RDK tower. This is a grab my clock and set alarm to 10 o'clock a.m.
Yes, hope our car alarms doesn't go off once it occurs in the next minute. Also take note new Kb.P year AKLN 397 at 1. New Kanbor year Kb.P 17 at 2. New Muni year MY 849 at 6. New Elite year EY 1022 at 7 and the Master 1 at midnight.
Yes, this as I picture this. Cystic ringing in Rewalk 4 just seconds away.
Correct, Savage. As I hear the clock chimes, it's about time.
Yes, Dewey, it's the final countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year.
Rewalk 4. Say goodbye to Rewalk 3. Kick it right out the door.
明けましておめでとう。2022年、令和4年、古希2682年、寅年。
Happy New Year, 2022, Rewalk 4, Koki 2682, Year of the Tiger, Happy New Year, 2022, Happy 2022.
Kiss the old Rewalk 3 goodbye. Happy New Japanese Year. Say hello to Rewalk 4. 9 hours to go to the new Elite Year. 3 hours to the new Kb.P Year. 4 hours to the new Kanbor Year.
The fireworks for Ryla 4 sets off our car alarms.
Yes, Toki, as we have to silence the alarm.
Yes, as I believe it to sound again for New Year of other types including the Kb.P one at 1 p.m.
Dewey, you can set it to silent alarm.
Okay, Nico.
Yes, the alarm needs to shut the # of filters, as it needs to shut the up.
Is our stuff packed up, Chimo?
Yes, Scott.
Let me get my stuff at hand. Anyhow, which car did you put it in? Why prefer to use my car rather than yours?
My 2021 Peugeot E208 EV battery was low once I head home, as it is being charged now. This is I do note the PHEV battery on your 2022 Flexpera e-Hybrid GT Turbo is fully charged. Did you unplug it a few moments ago? And I do note fuel tank is full, as did you fill up this morning?
Yes, I filled it up at 7:30 a.m. this morning, as I unplugged it prior to entering the vehicle. Make sure you are buckled up, click it or ticket, as we are departing now. This is we must arrive at the earliest possible. As for Lucky, my friend to dog sit her as he to arrive in next 15 minutes as I left a note on the door. This to be my first time in Elite City, Ilitopia, as I note you been there last New Year's Eve.
Yes, in my other car, in which I sold it to a fellow in the summer. Scott, take the nearest exit in the next kilometer.
Alright, Chimo, this is we to arrive around 10:18 with minutes to spare as we to get the travel guide and such. This is you must be Mark Zaniels and Corey Zanders, right? Yes, as I Mark and Corey reside in Elite City Metro, as we welcome you to DG Square Latosat, why not head to NYE Central for the new Kiplianian year 15-minute countdown in next 5 minutes. What year is it in the said region, Corey? I do note it's in KBE 0227 SVTFOE and KBV, this as I knew the Muni-related stuff as my friend told me the subjects since Christmas. Anyhow I won't be around to attend the subject as I to explore the city via car as with Chimo. Scott, it to be year A.KLN 397.
A.KLN 397? This is year 0 on said system on 1625 CE, as for the quadricentennial, in 2025.
Wait a minute. Kiplianian quadricentennial in 2025? Wow. I Scott must know the subject in the next 36 months, 3 years. Anyhow what is that on the fire alarm bell, just above the word, fire, some unusual language other than Japanese, this is I to refer to the travel guide. That is the language in Elitish, native language of Elitopia, however the primary language is English, as you may note bilingual English and Elitish wording, as it means, Farah, as the Latin transliteration is on my headband, as that is my nickname and gamer tag, Farah while Mark Zaniels is Raptor. This is I to check what's on TV, as I do note channel lineup is different than those in Cryptor City and Sistika over at Robla Federation, as I do note this channel as I remember which channel as I examine the channel lineup moments prior, to be channel 5.1. RDK 3000 TriStar television service domestic feed, as the midday news is finished on that channel, this concerning the flagship newscast, RDK 3000 TriStar today, this as I check programming lineup, VWGT is next as I do note this funky countdown to the top. This is VWGT also gets aired on Vista, Viva Vision 1 and Viva Vision 2, switching to one channel over channel 6, Vista Television. The midday news is also finished as my smartphone have an IR feature as it can act as a super universal remote. As I installed the app the day prior. This is I check what's after VWGT, to be Vista News at 5 then VWG2N, as that used to be CHQ Television as Viva Vision 1 on Channel 3 used to be SRJ64 Television, and Viva Vision 2 on Channel 8 used to be Star 2000 TV as all three subjects merged into one to become Vista since start of December 2021. For some reason, the intro for VWGT and VWG2N uses the music from Kanbor-D News on Canbernet until early December 2021. Anyhow, I wonder what channel is Ilito News 24, as I do note Ilito Gamer ESP on channel 20, Ilito Rev on channel 19, as guess, channel 14 to be Ilito News 24 domestic feed? Yes. Anyhow it's in a programming break as I call as the acronym ELN24IRBX, needs to update the graphics package and the logo to match the theme with the domestic feed, however they to switch it at the top of the hour. Although I checked the radio guide, in my hometown, once I and Chimo departs, the car radio was tuned to hits 100.7, now it's some esports gaming radio station Ilito Gamer Radio, and as I do note, when doing a brief band scan on FM band, 100.8 is Ilito Rev Radio, an auto sports station. As I tune it toward 95.9 FM, as that in my area is Rock 96, only to find country music, as I tune to 100.0 FM, Ilito Eurobeat 100, this is it's the radio station I listen to the most once visit. This is I check the food bar on Ilito News 24, this is I check. 2344 Kiplianian Kingdom 31st Zeektane.kln 396. Also 12:44 p.m. here on December 31st, 2021, also in my hometown, plus 2:44 a.m., January 1st, 2022 where my cousin resides, in which he must have sure had a blast almost 2 3/4 hours ago concerning Rewa 4, as I wonder how the locales in Elite City celebrate the subject in its Japantown district. However I am unsure on where it is as I to check the map app on my phone soon. This is Mark and Corey is on the TV. This is it's nearing 1:45, 15-minute kickoff mark, and Corey told me gets in progress over at NYE Central for new Kaplanian year, as Chimo to be back imminently, as she to get something for us to much on over at Sushi Bar Kiosk at DG Square Lato Sat. This is it cuts to the news presenter, in which he's hard at work delivering the news, as I do note the news banner, it's the subject right off the bat as the news presenter must be on topic on the matter, as I do note, Corey Illidistar, this is I do note his relative Scott Illidistar. This is I am a fan of him, same toward Ichigo Blockskip.
Yes, as I met with him not long ago, during the past couple commercial breaks. As I also met with Raymond Blake over at Elito Gamer ESP. You should note the esports match over at Esports Arena section and the special sponsored match at 2 p.m. at the start of new Canberra year. Elite City Shock and Blood Red Gaming versus Optic Elito and Elito Phase, they to compete in best of 9 in Jinsuka Bomba. This is Corey is reporting on the story now, as the subject to occur in 1 hour 14 minutes at 2 o'clock p.m. Elite City, and the time in your area, 79.1 EMT, 1900 TRX, December 31st 2021 and Mu 30th, EY 1021, 12 o'clock a.m., Kb.T and Ida 1st Spriggan Kb.P 17. I mean Starion, not Spriggan.
This is it must be 10:46 p.m. Kb.T on 31st of Spriggan Kb.P 17 on Affinita Day.
That is correct. Anyhow, we enjoy 74 already and the TRX, 1 in 777s, haha, as I need to hear the report on the TV.
Midnight Kb.T as we are joined with Raymond Blake from our sister network Elito Gamer ESP for the details. Raymond? Yes, and let me add, since this occurs during the ELG Game Jam Esports Mania Frosty 2021 to 2022, EY 1021 to 1022, as it to count on the team and player performance and stats, also the rankings as with any competition match during the regular season. This is esports players from Elite City Shock, Blood Red Gaming, Optic Elito and Elito Phase are in practice as we speak, as the team managers and coaches sure gear up for this important match starting from the new Canberra year, as it's a 24-6 format, just as Counter Blitz Striker. However, there is a mandatory dinner break after Map 4 at 4 p.m. as they to have an early dinner, as KYKY Xanders and Rex Illidistar plus E-pop boy band XTZ to perform at the halftime show as they are on the stage rehearsing at downtown for the new Kaplanian year concert. Plus a product launch from K-Tech Computing, and Flex Motors plus Z-Fuel who is the sponsor of this match. Andrew, now since the esports match start is at 1, who's your pick to win?
I say it's a tad too soon or too close to call, as I do note the teams participating, it sure ends up in heated matches so far in the season as with the Sigma series in the autumn.
Me either, as I would say based on stats, now is not a good time to make predictions. Chimo, you still have the sushi roll and a wrap in the bag?
Yes, as I also put the warming pad on it, to keep it warm. Now, don't head to the house where Itsuki Takashi, in which I met with him in 2019 in Sistika before he emigrated to Elite City Metro, as it must be his first year in Elitopian Republic, as his car, his AE86, must be in decent shape. As we head to a parking lot. Anyhow, I do hear the fellow on the radio on 100.7 FM, the esports match start to occur at 2, where it's 4 a.m. in Sistika, also the race to occur at the same time, at Zen Speedway, where we go there after we eat.
Good idea, as I have passion on cars. Well, the food is sure delicious.
Yes, Scott, this says, oh hey there, I am Chimo Blockskip and this is Scott Blockskip. Who are you?
I am Cameron, as I park my car, the 2004 Toyota Sarah Lion next to Scott's hatch. This as I wonder regarding your visit to Elite City on this New Year's Eve. The celebrations for Reiwa 4 close to 3 hours ago sure is a blast here in Japantown District in Elite City. This as Itsuki Takashi has since celebrated hard. Now as Tokyo Raystar, why are you mad?
My half-twin brother over in Roblo Federation. The Bloxy mods over at Romod Council has sent him to Banland for a week. and his 2018 WRX STI is now on sale by a fellow on Xbay after flash auction. This is his fellows in Cryptor City, Savage, Dewey, Initial and such. They have to cancel New Year plans as a result. Damn. However, in contrast, I, Savage, Dewey, Initial, Subert, Itsuki, plus you Cameron to host the New Year's car meet at sundown at the drive-in theater. As for you Scott and Chimo, you are invited to attend. Bring your car, as it's technically a car show. The winner gets 1 million Elitopian Elios.
1 million Elios, how much is it in dollars?
Wow. $2,500,000?
That equals to 287,732,500 yens.
場を287732500円
Pardon my Japanese, that is sure a lot of money.
Chimo, hold up, 12:57 p.m. We must not forget the new Kiplianian year of A.KLN 397 over in KBE 0227 SVTFOE and KBV. In a few, this is I to grab my device, and to stream Ilito News 24, as the subject must be very close. This is I heard from Mitsuki Takashi fireworks are to occur in downtown, but not at the Japantown district as we may see it from a distance.
Two minutes to new Kiplionian year AKLN 397 as I wonder if the fireworks from downtown can be seen in Japantown district.
Correct. Dewey, this as at 10 this morning. The fireworks for Revo 4 can be seen from a distance at the G Square Elitazet and RDK 3000 Trister HQ as an script saw the fireworks and I was watching RDK 3000 Trister television service at that time as he reports on the matter.
What with the alarm? Dewey, did you saw someone who tried to open Itsuki's garage door?
It's that Joshi. However, it's not him but his companion, Josh Yoshi. This as I check on him again. He is stepping back as Julian has came running toward Josh Yoshi. Perhaps to tell him not to open the garage door, as I'm unsure if it was intentional or mistake.
Josh Yoshi, did you read the sign? This is intended as a theft deterrent as Itsuki Takashi does not want his A86 stolen. Do you understand?
Whoops. It's my fault. I didn't knew of it. I am terribly sorry.
Josh Yoshi.
57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 57, 49, 36, 34, 31, 37, 39, 38, 37, keyboard EPI units or 1 decibel, 33, 32, 31, 37, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 2 keyboard EPI units, 25 kHz, 27, 19, 18, 17, 16, 18 seconds, 14, 13, 3 years to its quadricentennial. Final hour to the new Kanbor year. 6 hours to the new Elite year. And there you have it. The new Kiplionian year has arrived. RDK 397. This is the Muni counterpart for MY 849 is in 4 hours as we have 6 hours toward the new Elite year EY 1021. However, the new Kanbor year Kb.P 17 is just an hour away, as we are joined with Catherine Zaniels as she and I to anchor for the remainder of the show.
Yes, Corey Light Star. This is the fireworks has since went off in Elite City Metro as part of the Lito NYE, as with Kiplionian Kingdom and with special arrangement with the Lito News 24 International Roboxia. Feature the shots from Cryptor City also.
It's not only the sight but the sound as the RDK NYE siren and horn is going off from downtown as it can be heard from Japantown district but not that loud.
Correct, Savage, as the fireworks did not go off at Japantown district as this was expected, as with other locales as it's only the downtown part mastered by DELCA, as I can see the fireworks from downtown over at Japantown district, even from Itsuki's house.
When will the fireworks stop?
1:15 p.m, as it to sound again for the new Kanbor year Kb.P 17 as you are all invited to my house for the subject. This is I to blast some Eurobeat on my Falcon Interceptor, as with all the radios in my house, as with the car stereo on my Nissan Skyline GT-R R34. This when the fireworks to sound and I blast music at 2 bells.
This as the special sponsored esports match is slated to begin at the top of the hour, 2 o'clock p.m. Elite City, as Elite City Shock and Blood Red Gaming takes on Optic Elito and Elito phase in best of 9. First to 5, Injin Sokubomba, which at first was unheard of for most.
Yes, this is some learn regarding how it gets played and the objective. This is the esports match start occurs at the new Kanbor year Kb.P 17. The video game sure gets Kanbor-DEIN's attention toward the new Kanbor year, based on how the teams preform, it to be very contested, maybe going through all 9 maps toward the new Elite year EY 1022 at 7 o'clock p.m. Elite City tonight, Quad Zeros.
This is its only for viewers of Vista Television and Viva Vision 1 and 2, as for RDK 3000 TriStar TV viewers, we go hand off to Mark E. Cryptor as he to talk about topical matters.
This is we will go behind the scenes of how the event play out during the matches. Some of you have never heard of video game studio RD3 and
This as the
RDK
video
3000
game made into
TriStar World
Utopian
Headquarters
Esports
in
earlier
Elite
this
City,
month with
Federal
Team
District,
RDK and Elite City
Ilitopia.
Shock
This is
compete
the
as per special
VWGT
request
hosts
and
give the
4 to 3
viewers on
win
Viva
for Team
Vision and Vista
RDK.
Television
This is we
behind the
will
scenes
also
of the
detail
subject
how
they
Jin
discussed.
Sokubomba
I
gets
want to
played
share
and
my
where to
thoughts
get
on the
it
new
if you
year
play the video
2022
game.
and other
This
parts
is
of
we
the
will
world
go
so
behind
far,
the scenes,
and what
but
to
first
expect in
SE
the coming
Stars
hours.
Plays have a
This
special
is in
announcement
Sistika.
concerning special guest
The
co-host
fireworks
in the
for
live
Rewa
stream
4
on
went
Alito
off
Tube
15
on his
seconds
channel in
early,
which we
and
hand
it
off to
set
him
off all at
immediately.
once.
Thank you, Sean
Talk
Richardson.
about an
This is
OPSI.
I am Scotty Littlestar.
This was blamed by an
AKA SE
accident
Stars
by a
Plays.
worker at
This
Master
is I to
Control.
host a special
Anyhow,
New
the
Year esports
Japanese
live
New
stream
Year
with my gaming
celebrations
live streaming
elsewhere for
friend
Rewa 4
co-host,
went
in
as
which he's a
planned.
little kid
As
plays.
young M.
Rex
Cryptor
Elito
sure
Kid.
had a blast
This on
over at
Alito Tube
Japantown
Gaming, in
District
which he
in
will
Elite
live
City.
stream the
As for
subject
the
on
new
his channel
Kaplani
too.
and year
This is my
AKLN
commentating will also be on
397
Alito
just
Gamer
37
ESP.
minutes
As
or
for
so
the
ago.
VWGT host,
I feel
this is
relieved
they
that
are to
Stat
pick who to win
Butterfly
this
and
esports
Kanbor
match.
Vision learned
Hold
their
on.
lesson over
I just heard
subject
from
in
one
past
fellow,
year for
from Raymond Blake,
AKLN
that the host has gotten
396,
assigned to commentate on Alito Gamer ESP by Raymond Blake, and they to request this show to end, and to
Kb.P
silentcast
16 in
Alito
which she
Gamer
was
ESP
over
for this
celebrated, in which
esports
she
match,
was locked
as
up
we
in
will have
room
to
in
say goodbye
inhumane
as we will see
conditions,
you
although she
tomorrow.
was
Anyhow,
rescued but
Happy
needs
New
to be
Year from SE
transported
Stars
to
Plays,
Kanbor
as I host
Hospital.
special
However,
live
the
stream
movie
on
council
Alito
has
Tube
had
very
enough
soon.
and has sent a curse to the KBFC in Kanbor-D City direct form KBE0227 but went off target, as it went to the museum in Kesar with all the faculty cursed to death and facility destroyed, in which the Kesar stock index plunged 90%, uprising and the Kesar president assassinated then snap election in February 2021. To date, the Kesar stock index is still lower for 2021 but very marginal as indexes are higher today that could result in break-even or close higher for the year. Now, for the events in coming hours, other than the new Kanbor year, first off the new Elite Year EY 1022, this is there'll be a 10 Choi fireworks show. Each with 5 acts of 5 segment with each segment of 4.00 Dino Choice, 9 deci nudes 60 deci-ons, or 5 minutes 45.6 seconds long, each act of 2.0 choice, 48 deci nudes, 28 minutes 48 seconds long. This is... Hold on, some notification has occurred on my laptop. This is I do note. From my colleagues NS Cryptor, Vista Television, and Viva Vision now casting the esports broadcast via Alito Gamer ESP. This is new notification from Jared V. Cryptor on the laptop beside, to the camera's right, my left. This is the VWGT hosts has arrived to DG Square Alitosat as told by Raymond Blake from Alito Gamer ESP. We just now learned on the third computer to my right, camera left, to pass you a programming alert. This is the production crew of VWGT has informed us that the show needs to end for the day and the evening show VWG2N needs to be preempted to devote the match coverage from Alito Gamer ESP. This on Vista TV and Viva Vision 1 and 2. This is they also to tell us to start RDK 3000 TriStar Today Blitz Edition early, as we have to do it now as we are powered up always on all RDK 3000 TriStar networks, television, radio, streaming and more in the special New Year's Extended Edition special. This as it begins right now. As we welcome you to RDK 3000 TriStar Today Blitz Edition Extended New Year's Special Edition. I am Mark E. Cryptor over at RDK 3000 TriStar Newsline, over at Studio RD3 at RDK 3000 TriStar World Headquarters in Elite City, Federal District, Ilitopia. Here's the headlines at 1340 RDK. We have less than 19.5 minutes left to the new Kanbor year Kb.P 17. Fellows gather to celebrate in Kanbor-D City and in Elite City. This is Swathicans and Korhatapians also to celebrate 2022 at the same time. This is in earlier in the hour, Splatoon and Kapliani and Kingdom rung in their New Year's for RDK 397 and STP7, as there were loads of celebrations for Rewa 4. Kanyanian due up next in under 80 minutes. However, at the new Kanbor year, there'll be a sponsored esports match. ELS and BRG takes on OTENEFZ in a 6v6 esports match in best of 9. Jinsoku Bomba, sponsored by Z Fuel. This is there to be a sponsored race at the same time, over at Zen Speedway. Being the New Year race sponsored by Flex Motors as it's a timed 5-hour race in 30-minute shifts. 10 shifts total. Kupni Ionian female running naked once clock strikes 12 over 100 minutes ago disrupts New Year celebrations. She's under arrest by Mudcup City Police. We cannot show media of the subject on the air as it's against RDK 3000 TriStar broadcast code. Fire alarm over at WBC Broadcast House in Webb Chesterfield was a false alarm. This blamed on reveller who done it 41 minutes ago for new Kapliani and year 8.KLN 397. He's under arrest as well. We must also note that in Roblo Federation, Pinewood Builders to host the New Year 2022 Fest as that to occur at 1500 hours Pinewood Builders reference time, also RDK 3000 TriStar clock time, and Elite City time. This when Kanyanian celebrates the New Year 2022 as with those in 4 hours advance of Universal Time. This has Pinewood Builders fellows to ring in the New Year 2022 as per UTC time when the celebrations to occur at midnight UTC January 1st, 2022 translating to 1900 hours Pinewood Builders reference time, RDK time and Elite City time, 00.0 EMT, 0000 TRX tonight as we Elitopians will celebrate the new Elite year of EY 1022 as Altronicans usher in celebration day after Excite Day, to be final day of the 12-day Winter Fest, or in Altronican, Half-Year Fest, 2738 ATRE, 2021 to 2022, EY 1021 to 1022. However, the countdown to the new Kanbor year Kb.P 17, this as we have 16 minutes and 56 seconds to the new Kanbor year, as fellows in Kanbor-D City gets excited, as the 144-second, 100 in Dozenal, Kanbor countdown to the new Kanbor year is a go as the countdown to be in Kanborlish with Kanbor-D EIN number systems, in which is based on the Dozenal number system. This is in the next 90 seconds, to be the kickoff of the 15-minute countdown for the new Kanbor year over at DG Square Alitosat. As for the countdown over at RDK NYE that is already in progress since 1430 RDK and Elite City is that to be on Multiview or SAP of this channel and RDK 3000 TriStar radio service 2. Zen S Cryptor, Raid Zutter P Cryptor, Young M Cryptor and Max SD Cryptor hosting it, with Rex X Cryptor special guest via satellite uplink from Kanbor-D City at RDK GON in which he's hosting the subject at the all-new RDK GON NYE. This as we show you affiliate coverage from Elito News 24 as I will be back in 2 minutes at 1346 RDK and Elite City. Welcome back to Afternoon Live on Elito News 24. I am Ringo Silvestar over at NYE Central at DG Square Alitosat in Elite City, as we will hand off to Raymond Blake at Esports Arena section below and Brian Tajkov at Zen Speedway then Catherine Zaniels soon. This as we have a Desi Newt left, approaching 30 seconds to the 15-minute countdown kickoff of the new Kanbor year of Kb.P 17 over at NYE Central of DG Square Alitosat. This is Jared and Renee are anxious as with the revelers here. This part of the Elito NYE Fest as it's their second year they done this. This is it's almost time, as Jared has since worn the anti-glare reflector shades as I also have it on. This is it's all systems go, as it is showtime. This as we await the countdown to start, as that begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, The countdown is on. 15 minutes on the clock. This is the kickoff begins as we are into countdown mode for the new Kanbor year Kb.P 17, also New Year 2022 in Swathtopia and Korhatopia, as there will be an amazing fireworks show in Silver City Metro with the laser and light show with music. This is there will be awesome music across Silver City, Korhatopia, also here in Elite City, with the DJs Stefan Texa and Max Todd Ball to perform live music and live DJ once clock strikes 2 for the new Kanbor year. This sponsored by Alito Eurobeat 100.0 FM, as the DJs are at eSports Arena section below talking to Savage Sistonen and Dewey Todd Ball near Gamer Station for Elite City Shock and Blood Red Gaming.
This as Ice Savage has done 1 year ago today at my house. However, this as moments later. Corey Zanders went OMG so MLG on the doorbell. This as Dewey alerted me that he was at the door, then Mark Zaniels came running to the door. Corey and I told me to stop the music as he threatened to ban me from car meets for 64 car meets. However, how ironic. The other fellow told me on New Year's Day I got banned for participating for 8 car meets, and was banned from Zen Speedway until January 6, 2021, and I was fined 2,500 helios and I was ordered to serve 120 hours community service. This has Dewey to tone it down a notch concerning outside sounds but interior radios, he to crank it up to the max.
2,500 Elitopian Helios. This translates to 72,500 Kanbor coins.
Yes, Kanbor, this is I Scout knew it's a lot of money.
Yes, this is I Wolf knew it's about 6,130 calcite nickels. As I talked to Scott BlockSkip, also worth $6,250 or 713.8 thousand yens approximate.
That equals to 8,000 Xenopolian Zorkos and 15,625 Korchotopian marks. This as Adam and Richard from Xenopolis City sent me 8,000 Xenopolian Zorkos donation for my birthday yesterday, as that translates to 2,500 Helios, as it also worth about 6,940 Blitztropian dollars and 3,020 Zwachikan dollars on approximate.
Correct Dexter. However, remember Dewey, at Elito Eurobeat 100.0 straight at 2 p.m. This is I and Stefan will play your request for the new Kanbor year Kb.P 17. This is I see Stefan heading off to DJ booth as I to do the same.
Alright, this is Savage is heading to his car as I to head to my car as he and I to head to my house as with other friends.
Do not forget, Dewey, the esports match also at 2, and the NYE race at Zen Speedway.
On it, Alito.
This is I Shaker also told Cooper at Zen Racing to check if the race is also on the DVR, and it's armed to record at top of the hour. Hey Farah and Raptor, game on. Hello Shaker, this is I Corey Zanders and Mark Zaniels also have the race plus esports match on our DVRs. Hello Mickey Daniels, this is I also talked to my 3 cousins, they are also thrilled on the race. This is I and he also have the New Year celebrations on our DVRs. This is I Mark Zaniels talked to my bro Chris Zaniels aka Chris C. Cryptor over at RDK 3000 TriStar. He said that the facility over at Main HQ also the divisional bureau in Kanbor-D City, in which Rex X Cryptor told Chris C that in my terms, to be amped up to the max as with the new Elite Year celebrations in Elite City of EY 1022 in over 5 hours. Yes, Raptor and Farah, this is I have the new Elite Year party hat, whereas Kanbor, who is Richard Kanders who have the new Kanbor Year party hat on as he and I are thrilled on the new year. Yes, same as I and Corey, Mickey. Corey, since while at it, now it's time for us to have a new look for 2022, EY 1022, Kb.P 17. Okay, Mark.
Shark, what is Mark Zaniels and Corey Zanders doing?
Corey is behind my gaming chair. Mark is behind your gaming chair. I am not sure on what they are doing. This as I do recall, back on 2020, EY 1020, on New Year's Eve, 1 year ago today, they has made same procedure but at other area of DG Square Alidosant. This before the New Year pre.
Shark, Ilito, they are putting on their new looks for the new year. This as it goes, new year, new look, as we at Elite City Shock and the fellows at Blood Red Gaming needed an updated logo for the new year as with the esports jerseys. As you two also needed a new look as with Wolf and Scout from BRG.
That is correct, Shaker, as with their relatives Max Toddball and Stefan Texer as they needed their new looks for the new year, as they are to be at DJ booth as they to play the music straight at exactly 2 o'clock p.m. and 0 seconds precisely, 79.1 EMT and 66.666 Kino Choice, 1900 TRX and 0 Decians exactly for the new Kanbor year Kb.P 17. This to occur at start of match, and the race at Zen Speedway. This translates to midnight, 12 o'clock a.m. KBT on Anita, first Stereo Kb.P 17, or Saturday, January 1st, 2022.
Yes, also 6 o'clock, Seoul, Kanbor Solar Time, 00.0 kmt, Kanbordian Hour 0, Kanbordian Minute 0, 00000 kkt, Kilo Kanbordian Time, or Kanbor Kilo Time, whereas Korjotopia and Silver City also to ring of the new year of 2022.
That is correct, Dexter Toddball. This is just several minutes away. This is we must head to NYE Central right away. Corey. Yes, Mark Zaniels. Anyhow we do not need to wear the DG Squirrelato volunteer hoodies for today, as Jared Raystar told me we can take it off, and which we did already. Alike, as we do have our IDs, Corey Zanders. Anyhow, nice hairdos and new looks, Raptor and Farah. Have a splendid time.
This is it to be a one-make race, however two types of it, to be the hatch and the sport coupe. Both vehicles have the exact same powertrain, being twin-turbo supercharged inline-4 engine with a 7-speed dual-clutch semi and dynamic 4-wheel drive system with 2 electric motors, one between the engine and transmission, another in the rear mounted with the gear reduction unit to the drive shaft, as the motor on the front can also act as a generator. Anyhow, it to be a 5-hour race with 30-minute shifts, 10 shifts in total, as they to race on a 4.0 kilometer, 10.0 Kina Nitro track called Track Blitz, as it consists of 4 surface type, asphalt, dirt, packed gravel, and sand, each being a kilometer, 2.5 Kina Nitros long. And that is a circuit track. However, once the race starts, there'll be fireworks in Elite City in celebration of the new Kanbor year. However, there is a zone around Zen Speedway that fireworks are banned within that zone. And there is a strict policy enforced that bans fireworks at the speedway, as there are checkpoints and security guards patrolling and do inspections if necessary. And if the fellow brings fireworks into the complex, expect it to be seized and personnel being asked to leave. However, if he or she sets it off, it's an automatic ban from the speedway ranging from 7 days to 3 months, VIP pass being revoked, and a fee of 500 to 2,500 Elios. Anyhow, I am Ross Blake over at Elitorev, as we hand off to my cousin Raymond Blake over at DG Square Elitisat for the other subject to occur at the top of the hour.
That is right, Ross, as we have 5 Dino Choice left to the esports match of the Z-Fuel New Year's esports game blitz. This is the esports teams compete, Elite City Shock and Blood Red Gaming, taking on Optic Elito and Elito Face, they to compete in best of 9, in Jinsoku Bomba in a 24-6 format. Normally, as per ELG Game Jam Esports Mania Winter Series 2021 to 2022, EY 1021 to 1022 schedule, there to be no competition matches for today, as the sponsor in the past couple days announced the special sponsored match on New Year's Eve. However, the standings and states for this match to go toward overall team and player statistics in the tournament. As always, there's no matches tomorrow because it's New Year's Day, and in which is a federal holiday in Elitopia and other countries with exception of Texada, Vexistan, Hextapolia, and Altronic Republic, as it's an observance only, as they use the alternative calendars as primary but usage of civil calendar as secondary. As always, let's take a profile check in brief of the mentioned teams, but first, we must note that Elite City Shock and Blood Red Gaming has since wore the new esports jerseys, as Wolf and Scott from Blood Red plus Elito and Shark from Elite City Shock has gotten their new looks. As with the DG Square Elitosat volunteers Mark Zaniels and Corey Zanders, as they are at New Year Central above. Anyhow, first off is Team Rainbow, Optic Elito, and Elito Face. We better head to downtown, fast. New Kanbor year in 6 minutes.
Okay, Scott, as we head to stand beside Delta 6, as it's not far.
Forget D6, the one beside, S6. Alarm 6, this is the famous bell outside to ring at the new Kanbor year.
This is the place.
Savage, the garage door is slightly open. We can pull up the door.
Whoa. That is some decent supercars.
What are we going to do?
We are to take the cars for now and race.
I am getting this for sure.
Onto the McLaren P1.
While I go ride the 2020 Lambo Huracan. I go ride this.
Everyone, get into the vehicles. It's time to head out.
Gonna toggle the ignition.
Alright, it's getting dark. Let's speed up.
Ugh, I tried my best, however ran onto a wooden fence resulting in damage to the fence. Anyhow, whoa, wow, this is really quick. I should need to put on my racing helmet. Gonna floor it hard. Catching up on Savage.
What? How does Toki manage to overtake me?
Whoa. Check the speed up, over 260 to 280, approaching 300 kilometers per hour. Wow.
I gotta catch up as I am quite behind.
Ha! They must be going too fast. I would have called the cops, but my smartphone battery is low. I have to alert the cashier. Hey Crystal. Crystal.
What now, Robert?
The fellows on the road, they're supercars, they are going like 300 kph.
I'll take care of the fellow. Down he goes. That is all for the order.
Comes up to
It keeps going. Oh my god. SUV. I have to go around the danger.
What? Oh my god, those fellas going past my SUV going at excessive speeds. I need to put an end to this because as I am going over and calling the cops.
It's dangerous on the other side of the road. You almost got hit by an SUV. Head back to the other lane.
Hello? Police? The fellow in the supercars going like 300 kilometers per hour or so passed near my SUV. I am just at Block C Route 256, just 5 or so kilometers to the gas station.
Try and stop me.
Anyhow, I gotta head home this has. I must have drank too much.
Now, let's sprint toward. Oh my god, impending danger, gonna sprint. I must have planned ahead of time.
Vehicle on fire. Someone help pull me out.
Ross, I am help Toki get out of the vehicle.
Okay, you get the cops and the ambulance. Toki really needs the ambulance big time.
Savage, you are under arrest.
Ross,
you are under arrest.
Thank God for the ambulance. I am badly hurt.
We will take you to the nearest hospital.
Thank you, paramedic.
Savage, looks likely to be booked for charges.
Anyhow, I wonder if Zen's could hear on this. Need to talk to the fellows tonight to be the victim.
How bad is the injury?
Substantial.
This is the esports match P on Elito Gamer ESP Plus SAP and multi-view of this channel and the race on Elito Rev outside of Elitopia and RDK networks. Check local listings. Anyhow, in behalf of everyone at RDK 3000 TriStar, I, Marky Cryptor, wishes the viewers, listeners, and the fellows tuning in a splendid new Canberra year. Also to viewers and listeners in Korhata Pia and Swafta Pia a splendid new year 2022 too. It's the final countdown. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Kanbor Year, Kb.P 17. Happy New Year, in Kanbor-LapiBalKip, Kanbor-LapiBalKip, and Swakta-Kip 2022. Happy 2022. The fireworks are in progress in Kanbor-D City, and also Kanbor-D Republic, also Kb.P, an Ilitopian territorial state, also in Swakta-P, toward the south toward Kanbor-L-P. This is we want to show you live shots from Kanbor-D City and Silver City as Silver City and Swatch City also run in the new year of 2022 as Kanbor-D Ions run in the new year of Kb.P 17. This is fireworks are in progress as part of Ilito NYE here in Elite City. Anyhow, some revelers get spooked of sudden loud bell, originated from El Alarma 6, Alarm 6 in which is beside Delta 6. This is the A6 bell has since rung very loud, it can be heard from Delta 6 and the Elite City Convention Center. Not only the new Kanbor year kicks off but two events here in Elite City that are fireworks proof. Number 1, the New Year's sponsored race is in progress since last minute, as this is a timed 5-hour one-make race based on a high-performance gas-electric hybrid trim of Flex Fera, as 2 trims. Coupe and hatch are used in the race. This is coverages on Ilito Rev and Ilitopia, Zeno Race and Xenopolia, other locations, check local listings, with live report coming up. As fireworks are banned at or near the racetrack as a special zone has set up in which fireworks are prohibited within the zone surrounding the speedway. The race to wrap up at the new Elite Year EY 1022 in 5 hours at 1900 hours RDK, quad zeros. Event number 2, Esports and Gaming. The special sponsored esports match gets into action right now as Elite City Shock and Blood Red Gaming and Blue Team competes against Optic Ilito and Ilito Phase and Red Team in best of 9. First to 5 in Jinsoku Bomba. This is map number 1. Being Hawksmith and that is a very popular map in which Team RDK 3000 TriStar Esports in a 4-1 win against Sharkville Mayhem yesterday played on the same map in map 5 to win. Even I was playing the map as I was a special substitute replacing my colleague Max SD Cryptor as I was competing in Team RDK against Sharkville Mayhem. Anyhow, this is a special sponsored match, in his E-Fuel New Year's Esports Game Blitz, but the stats for the team and players will count for the tournament for the ELG Game Jam Esports Mania Frosty 2021 to 2022, EY 1021 to 1022 in leaderboard, stats, performance and standings. We are joined with one of the RDK SIXS Chubby H Cryptor who is reporting live at DG Square Lato Sat. Chubby?
Yes. This anyhow the bell ringing from Alarm 6 as with the fireworks plus the RDK NYE siren and horn cannot be heard at Esports Arena section. New Year Central above and other areas of Digi Square lighters out because of soundproofing material as esports gamers wear some noise cancelling gaming headsets. As Richard Conda's New Year hat has been hushed as it shut off by a timer as it emits subjects but not fireworks also plays audibles to mark the new Kanbor year, as he and Shaker from Elite City Shock are on the roll in the early minutes of the esports match. This as, oh my, it gets contested. This as I believe it to be more contested, fiercest yet toward end of Mach 1 and subsequent maps.
This is an RDK 3000 TriStar alert.
Chubby, sorry to interrupt but we have some breaking financial news to report in an RDK 3000 TriStar alert to pass to you. This is the ECSX and Ilitotic has surged, as with the Zenodax and Xenopolia, this concerning Ilitopian and Xenopolian stocks with strong Kanbor-D ties. This is the Elio to the Kanbor coin. Kanbor coin has surged. This is the ECSX has topped 120k, Ilitodac topped 40k and Zenodax topped 80k. This is it's due to action at the new Kanbor year in which occurred a couple minutes ago as investors buying shares like crazy with Ilitopian and Xenopolian stocks with Kanbor-D ion ties, even KSAR stock index too. As it's guaranteed to close green for the year in the shortened trade as the closing bell in Ilito and Zeno stock trading slated at 1500 hours RDK and Elite City, 1400 hours Xenopolis City in less than an hour in shortened New Year trading with record-breaking volume. This is a first to 5, best of 9 in Jinsoku Bomba, as this is a special sponsored esports match, in the Z-Fuel New Year's Esports Game Blitz. However, the performance and stats for the esports team and the esports player will count toward the standings. Leaderboard and stats of ELG Game Jam Esports Mania Frosty 2021 to 2022, EY 1021 to 1022 is for the race, to be a 5-hour one-make race, based on a racing variant of 2022, EY 1022 Flex Pharaoh with the coupe and hatch, on a 6.4 km, 16 Kina Nitro track with each 1.6 km. 4 Kina Nitro section of 4 different terrain types, sand, dirt, packed gravel, and asphalt, each with 10 of 30-minute shifts. For the coverage of the esports match, this coverage is sponsored by K's Icon Amp Game Fuel Alito Cola Gamer Corner Flex Autos Rock Tech Zenchair Gaming K-Tech Gaming Alito Games Raystar Gaming and powered by Alito Gamer ESP. Match gameplay coverage is always on Alito Gamer ESP, Alito Gamer Radio, Alito Gamer ESP, app Alito News Go app and online with live stream plus live blog, also coverage from News and Talk View on Alito News 24, also social media at Alito Gamer ESP and at Alito News 24, not to mention, also sponsored by Z Fuel. As for the race coverage, sponsored by Flex Autos, Alito Oil, Zen Tires, Nitrous Octane Sinchki Auto Shop and Customs, Alito Autos, Flex Motorcycles, and Alito Electron Tech. The coverage to be on Alito Rev Radio 100.8, Alito Rev app, Alito News GP app, and online with live stream. Not to mention, also sponsored by Z Fuel. As for the race coverage, sponsored by Flex Autos, Alito Oil, Zen Tires, Nitrous Octane Sinchki Auto Shop and Customs, Alito Autos, Flex Motorcycles, and Alito Electron Tech. The coverage to be on Alito Rev Radio 100.8, Alito Rev app, Alito News Go app, and online with live stream plus live blog, also News and Talk View on Alito News 24, also social media at Alito Rev and at Alito News 24. So join the conversation. Anyhow, this is the esports match and the race to start at the new Kanbor year. Anyhow, in behalf of Alito News 24, the fellows at Alito Rev, and here at Alito Gamer ESP, I, Raymond Blake, wishes everyone a new Kanbor year, as the coverage to resume at 2:03 p.m. Elite City or when needed with Catherine Zany Els. 75 seconds. 75 Pino choice. 60 seconds and 5 Kanbor in 10 minutes. 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 57, 49, Kanbor in 9 minutes. 46, 45 seconds, 34, 50 Pino choice, 32, 31, 37, 39, 38, 37, 3 Kanbor in 9 minutes or 1 deciliter, 33, 32, 31, 30 seconds, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 3 Kanbor in 9 minutes, 25 Pino choice, 20 seconds, 19, 17, 16, 15 seconds, 14,
This is an Alito News 24 market alert.
I am Mike GNK over at Alito Money. We have serious breaking financial news and an Alito News 24 market alert with 60 minutes to closing bell on ECSX and Alitodac. This within seconds of the new Kanbor year. The ECSX and Alitodac composite has since suddenly surged as investors go on a buying bonanza with Alitopian stocks with strong Kanbor DEI ties surging as we speak, as the ECSX and Alitodac is now at record highs and about to cross respective milestones of 120k and 50k. Big gap. Zenodax 2 and Zen Alliant almost nearing 50k.
This is an Alito News 24 market alert.
We have 3 stock market milestones to pass to you. ECSX Composite has since topped 120,000 and Latodak has crossed 50,000. This as the Zenodax has also surging as it has crossed 40,000. This as Zenbolian stocks with Kanbor-DEI ties also surging. This as KSAR stock index also surging as it's guaranteed to close green for the year. As the Kanbor coin is surging against most currencies including Latopian Alito, Zenbolian Zarko, Litstarovian dollar, Altronican dollar, and KSAR francs just to name an example. The action occurred within the first minute of the new calendar year Kb.P 17. Due to the nature with 1 hour to go until the closing bell on both Latopian and Zenbolian exchanges and shorting trades today, we got to preempt the remaining part of afternoon live on the Little News 24 to devote the Cylon cast of the Little Money closing bell on the Little News 24. With native airing on the Little Money as Capper and Zaniels will be back for the Little News 24 tonight at 7 p.m. Elite City. Anyhow, on behalf of the Little Money, wishing the fellows the new calendar year, as closing bell begins right now. Welcome to Closing Bell on the Little News 24 and a Little Money. I am Mike Giankai over at the Little Money Financial News Center Market Desk over at the Little Money Studios at Patterson DZ Jinx and Canberra Little Net Media HQ in Elite City. We will keep on top of the Z Fuel sponsored NYE Esports match and New Year race on Closing Bell, but we start as always with the markets.
This is an Elito News 24 market alert.
We begin with a market alert into the final hour to the close. The ECSX, Elitotic, and Zenodax has crossed into record highs and new milestones, and Kanbor coin surging slightly against most currencies. This as the ECSX is higher by close to 2,300, Elitotic higher by over 460, Zenodax higher by 1850 as Elio to the Kanbor coin at 79.95 lower by 5 cents.
I can feel the hype already. Make sure the radios are tuned to Elito Eurobeat 100.0 and unmute once countdown reaches 0.
Okay, Tokyo.
It is a good thing that the celebrations for New Kanbor-LapiBalKip Kb.P 17 will not occur at Japantown district, as they do not celebrate this hard unlike the celebrations for Revo for just 4 hours ago.
It's a good thing that the revelers are not in this area of the neighborhood. The time has come, as you must do it now.
Okay, Savage. This as I will do the actions now with approaching 10 seconds left on the countdown.
Talk about good timing. This is I do listen to the music once that get played from Dewey's cars once he plays that at the dawn of the new Kanbor year. This is I do some manual tuning on the car radio to figure out the station the music in subject. T stay Benz, time will tell, to be on 100.00 MHz on the FM band. Ilito Eurobeat 100, this is I to head off to DG Square Ilitosat but first must do a drive.
Bye.